Hey y'all, this is Jason from Game Jockeys, and we've got a new cool game coming out called ZoMbushed that we're in the process of making. This is a prototype that we have out right now, but I'm going to give you a first-hand look as to this game and what it's about, and show you some of the neat things on this card, what we can do here. So we are a group of survivors in a post-apocalyptic zombie world, and the whole objective is to try to make it to the top of the tower to reach a helicopter to escape from the hordes of zombies down below. And so we start off on the ground floor in zone 1, and there's a total of 5 zones here, and the objective is to get to the final zone where we can reach the helicopter pad. And we have a different set of characters that you can choose from, and I'm going to go through real quickly and show you some of these cool characters. Each one has a different abilities. For example, this is Bobby Chin, the quarterback. And what his ability is that he can do is that he can dish out and tackle a zombie or a boss out of play for 1 round. You've got a Joe Shimmerin, who's a town drunk, and he can go through the trash pile, a discard pile, and pick up an action item to reuse again. Very effective when you need that special card to get past a certain floor or past a horde of zombies. You have the zombie hunter, Sarah Johanna Bates. She's very strong, and she can do damage even if she doesn't have any weapons on her. You have Michelle Carson, the medic, very reliable in case of to keep your health up in healthy state, as you don't start off with that much health anyways, and comes time when it's very useful when the zombies are weakening you down. And then you also have Big Daddy K, who's an old school gangster. What he does is his ability is to be able to draw additional cards from the action pile, helping your troopers out for finding better weapons, better items to get out of these floors. So as I talked about the different zones here, we have 3 different decks. There's the red deck, green deck, and blue deck. And the green deck here are your action items. These are your action cards. And so what they do is they allow you to help you in your progress through the floor zones. So we have like Hidden Stash, which allows you to get more treasures and search through more in the deck pile. We have a First Aid Kit, which heals you. You've got Run for Cover to dodge from zombie attacks. You also have weapons like the 9mm pistol, which lets you shoot multiple times on enemies. And also you have a silent weapon as well for crossbows that do more damage and also have a different range attack as well. You also notice at the bottom of the deck there's different items, so you can choose to use the weapon or use this for special events, which I'll explain a little bit. So you have like gears, you might see things with a key symbol on it or a crowbar. So what are the floor zones that we're talking about here? Well, that's this blue deck here. So every time you go through a new zone, you've got a new floor that you have to flip over, and there's different obstacles or traps and maybe effects that happen in place. So for example, one example is this broken elevator. In order to pass this level, we need to be able to get 2 gear symbols, which is what I was showing you in the previous card, and play it in order to get through this. Another one might be a passive ability such as fire. This is an effect card, not an actual obstacle. So what this means is that this stays for the entire duration of that zone, and this one, for example, damages you as you go. So you want to go through as quickly as possible when taking the least amount of hits. You have other effects such as cluttered hallway, which when you draw weapons, you draw more zombie cards. A lot of different varieties in this card deck. You have concert halls that bring in more zombies. You have zombie bosses like this one. This is called Fresh Meat, where he has a lot of hit points based on the number of players that are in play. And he also does damage at the end of every round on everybody, so you want to try to take him out as soon as you can to get past his floor. These are just a subset of cards in the entire floor deck and action cards. And then we also have the zombies that come in play as well when it's your turn. So we have cards like Inferno that will explode if you hit him with anything but a wooden table leg. Or you have your typical spike throwers where they have 2 health and 2 range and does pretty good damage on you from a distance. You have traps like the deadly traps, which can hurt your friends or yourself. So it's very careful to be very careful when you flip over zombie cards. You have jukeboxes that basically makes a lot of noise and then attracts even more zombies to come into play. So these zombies keep coming and coming on the zone that you're in, and so you want to try to get as quickly as possible through the zone to get to the next floor and to run away from these zombies. So that pretty much sums up the deck of the game. I'll go through the gameplay in another video. Thanks again for your support and hope you like it. Thanks.